All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Objective 3, which you guys took a pre-test on in class. So we're going to talk about ordering rational numbers, so putting them from smallest to largest. And we could do largest to smallest. It's the same idea of what we're going to be doing. So today in the pre-algebra class that we had, when we talked about this, someone said when they were ordering them, for the smallest number, they looked for the biggest negative. I love that. That is such a great way of thinking of it. Because if we think of a number line, all right, we got 0 in the middle. If we go to the positive direction, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll keep going, right? And if we go in the negative direction, we have -1, -2, -3, -4, and it'll keep on going. So our most negative numbers, our smallest numbers, are going to be the most to the left, okay? So whatever number is the farthest to our left, that is our smallest number. Then we start working our way to the right. And that's when the numbers get larger and larger, and our largest number will be this one that's farthest to the right, okay? So when that person in class today said they find the biggest negative, well, if you look at the actual numbers, as we go negative, we go -1, -2, -3, -4. So our numbers themselves, without the negative signs, you'd think they're getting bigger, but because they have a negative, they're actually becoming smaller in value. So when she said biggest negative, she said it's the negative of the biggest number that I know of that's on here, okay? So when we're rearranging numbers, smallest to largest, well, our smallest numbers are our negatives. Okay, so we'll start by looking at our negatives, put those in order, and then we'll look at the rest of our numbers. So let's focus on our negative numbers here. And then we'll put those from smallest to largest. So first we look for our biggest negative, and that would be -10. And then we just count down, right? You usually think 10, 9, 8, 7, but with negatives, when you put -10, -9, -8, you're actually counting up, okay? So -10, -9 would be next, -8, -7, -6, -5, then our -3. Now we're in the positives, and we count up. So we got 5, 9, and 10. All right, and for these, what you can do is you can look at these numbers, okay, and I'll look at this one too. You can just think of these as a set and think of, okay, if I were to put these on a number line, which one would I put most this way? And then where would the other ones lie in relation to that? All right, in class today, there were certain ones that seemed a little bit trickier, and you guys had said it's the ones with fractions and then the ones with decimals. And fractions not as much, but decimals very much more. All right, so let's see. I wrote on this one. Yeah, I had tried making a video with this page and I had technical issues. But I really like number 4 on here because it has fractions and it has decimals. Okay, so we have to consider all of those. So first thing I'm noticing here, okay, we're talking about doing our negatives first. Well, these are all negatives. All right, so now we got to start just putting them in order. And we start by finding out our greatest negative. All right, well, -4, okay, -21/5. So this is called an improper fraction because our top number is bigger than our bottom number, sorry. So we need to maybe write this as a mixed number, so where we have a big number, a whole number, followed by a fraction. So to do that, what we'll do is it'll still be negative, right? That's not going to change. Now we have to think, how many times does 5 go into 21? Well, 5 times 4 is 20, so it goes in 4 times. And then now we have to think, okay, how much is left after that? 5 times 4 is 20. 21 minus 20 is 1. And then we use our denominator of 5. So that would be -21/5 as a mixed number. Then we'll do the same thing here with this mixed number. It'll still be negative. 4 goes into 15. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. That one will go into 15. So it'll be 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. So negative 3 and 3/4. All right, so that makes it a little bit easier. I'm gonna scribble these out so I can't look at them anymore and I don't get too confused. So these are our 4 numbers. Which one is our biggest negative? All right, so fractions can be hard to think about on a number line, especially when we're looking in the negative direction. Trick for you guys is to remember on a number line, okay, so if I look at a number line here, remember that it's mirrored across, okay? So we have to think about where our fractions, which numbers they're located in between. And we can always think about, okay, like if we were thinking of 1 and 1/3, okay, on the number line, if we were doing positive, it'd be like, oh, just 1, and then split this into thirds, and we go to a third. Okay, but if it's negative, we have to go to -1 and then a third. So they're going to mirror exactly across the 0. And they're going to be between the same numbers, so 1 and 2, and then -1 and -2. So that's how we need to think about this. So our biggest negative number here is -4 and 1/5. Right? Because if we think about our positives here, 4 and 1/5 is bigger than 4. So our biggest negative was -4 and 1/5. And I should probably write this in the form that it was given to me. All right, but for our sake, we'll just put it in the form that I wrote it in. So that's our biggest negative. All right, now what is our next biggest negative? Which one will come next? All right, -4 is going to be more to the left than -3.95 or -3 and 3/4, right? So -4 is going to be next. Now we have to decide, okay, is -3.95 more to the left, or is -3 and 3/4? So I think what will make this easier is if we write this number as a decimal. Right? So this is going to take maybe some background knowledge. You could also put in a calculator. You can do 3 divided by 4. If you do 3 divided by 4, you'll get 0.75. So -3 and 3/4 is -3.75. All right, so if we're looking at just whole numbers here, 3.95 and 3.75, 3.95 is bigger. So this is our bigger negative. So that'll be our next number. And then last, -3.75. All right, so that's all I got for you today. Do whatever page I gave to you in the Schoology post. All right, make sure you join back tomorrow and come ready on Monday with your work done. Look forward to seeing you.